Hi, Rose here from MovingtoCrete.com, and today I want us to discuss moving to Crete. Okay, I want to give you some pointers and things to expect when you're moving to Crete. The island of Crete has a large population of expats because obviously they like the area, they like the weather. It's usually nice and warm even in the winter in comparison to other places like the Scandinavia region and other parts of Europe. Now, when you decide to buy property here in Crete, there are some things you need to consider, and I have talked about this on my blog post, which I'm gonna of course link below. And there are some things that you need to consider in terms of the places where you want to live. You need to I had to pause because there was a lot of noise. There were some young fellows with their motorcycles. So anyway, there's some things you need to consider, and some of those things are: do you want to live by the beach, or do you want to live by the mountains? And if you decide you want to live in those villages by the mountains, there are some things you need to check. You need to check, first of all, if you can get access to the internet. There are some places where there is no the main telephone line connection, and therefore getting the main internet could be a problem. And that means if you get the private internet, it becomes quite costly. So that's one of the things you need to check. And the next thing you need to check is you need to see if the village is a seasonal village. There are some places where people just buy properties for holiday purposes, so they only come here during the summer holidays, and then once the season is over they move away. And if you buy a house in such places, it could get quite lonely for you. And not only that, like for example, there's some villages where even the ATM machines are taken away when the season is over. So I don't think you want to be in a place like that. So my advice to you, if you're planning to move to Crete, my advice to you is that you need to select the village where you want to move, and then you need to rent an apartment or a little house, and you need to stay the whole year. Okay, you need to stay through the season, the tourist season, and you need to stay in the winter, so you can see how the place is, and also you can be sure that you like the place. Because we've seen so many people who buy an apartment or a house, and then they are not happy after a couple of years, and then they have to sell it, and it's a big hassle. So I think the best thing is just come over, stay for a while, see how you like the place, see how the village is, and then make the big decision of buying property. So, and another thing, and I've also covered this, is that if you decide to buy an apartment, there are some things you really need to look into before you buy the apartment. You need to see like the maintenance of, like, let's say, swimming pools and gardens and things like that. You need to make sure that those things are included in the contract, or there is a structure that is in place for those things to be taken care of, because you could end up in a place where things could get really complicated. Okay, another thing I want to mention is that when you come to Crete, you need to adopt a relaxed you need to sort of like just relax. Like, don't be in a hurry, don't be anxious, just relax. Siga. Things tend to move in a slower pace here, so you could get really frustrated and really annoyed, like when you want somebody to come over and do something at your house and they are taking forever, and they say avrio, and avrio means tomorrow, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the day after today. That's one of the things I've seen here. You could book an appointment with, let's say, a plumber or somebody to come and fix something in your house, and you could be waiting for a while. I remember a friend of ours who needed her sink fixed, and that was something. So just keep that in mind, that things don't always move at a pace that you're used to. And another thing is that when you're driving here on the island, you need to be very careful, because the Greeks know the roads, they're used to driving here, but you are not used to driving on these roads. And also another thing I want to say is that expect anything. Like when you're driving, expect anything. So, and especially when you're driving in those villages, like up the mountains, near the mountains up there, there are so many things happening. You will meet up with the goats on the road. You will meet up with the farmers taking care of their olive trees and things like that. And also you'll meet up with the farmers who are carrying their food for the animals. So you need to really be careful when you're driving. And also the roads here are quite narrow. I have noticed, like especially when we are driving up the mountains, like my heart is just racing. Like the roads are narrow and the sharp turns, and like you really need to be careful. And actually, not only those who are moving here, but also the tourists who are visiting the island. If you find yourself somewhere and it's getting dark and you're up somewhere where those roads are so narrow and things like that, I think it's better you just spend the night there, like find a bed and breakfast and just spend the night there, and then the following day you can continue with your journey, like if you're heading back to Hanya or somewhere. I think it's not safe to be driving at night on these narrow roads, because I have noticed also that the roads some of them don't actually have like the barriers on the edge of the road. So I mean things could get really interesting, and not only interesting, but they could actually get dangerous. So yeah, be careful of the roads when you're driving. And yes, for those of you who are moving to the island, I have talked about this. I think I have about 3 blog posts that cover this topic, because I like to share a lot of helpful information for those who are moving here, those who are living here, and also those people who are visiting this beautiful island. The island of Crete, being the largest of the Greek islands, receives a lot of visitors, and some of them usually actually start here and then they will visit the other Greek islands like Santorini, Mykonos, Kefalonia, and all the other like Kos and Patmos and all those other Greek islands. So that's why it's very important that I share with you these tips, so you can be safe and also you can enjoy your visit to the island. And also for those who are living here, you can enjoy your stay and also avoid some some really frustrating situations. So yeah, that's what I wanted to cover today. I just wanted to cover living and moving to Crete, and things to expect, and how to make your move enjoyable, and not only that, to make it smooth. So yeah, when you're moving to Crete, just come here and stay for a while before you buy. Like, don't commit immediately. Just spend some time and see the island, see the area that you have chosen, and you get the feel of the place. And then after you get the feel of the place, then you can now, of course, decide if you really want to buy a property in that particular area, or maybe you want to try somewhere else. I think that's the best thing to do when you're planning to move to Crete. So thank you so much for watching me today. I'm sitting here on rocks. And please subscribe to my channel, and please visit my blog, theparmestincrete.com. I share a lot of helpful information for you. So thank you so much, and I will see you on my next one. Yes. And when you move to Crete, try to learn the language, because it goes a long way in making sure that you live here and enjoy your life here on Crete. Because you find, even though the young people do speak English, but you will find many people who still don't speak English. So, and also I think it's like a sign of respect when you move to a country and you try to learn their language. Obviously, Greek is like really difficult language to learn, and I have tried, and especially for somebody like me who comes from Kenya and English is not even my first language. Adding Greek to that, it becomes a bit complicated, but I am trying. I think now I can hold a conversation with my Greek neighbors. They do understand me mostly now, I think, but I'm still working on it, because it's not an easy language to learn. So I do have on my phone, I do have an app, the Duolingo app. It helps a lot. But when you move here to Crete, there are some teachers. You can have private teachers who will teach you Greek, but also there are some schools, like in the village of Vamos, there is a school there that teaches people Greek. And of course online, like even on YouTube, there are so many YouTubers who are teaching people different languages. I actually started on YouTube. I learned a few words from YouTube. So I think if you are planning to move to Crete, just start by going online and learning a few words like Kalimera, that's good morning, Kalinikta, Gyasu, Gyasas. Basically, Gyasas is like hi, but in a formal way. Gyasu is just like hi. So if it's somebody you don't know very well, then you can say Gyasas. But if it's your friend, your neighbor, you can say Gyasu. So yeah, just try to learn a few words, and then when you move here to the island, of course you will find teachers who will teach you Greek. I practice with my neighbors. They help me, and I also, as I said, I use an app, and I'm getting there slowly. I think with any language, practice is what makes, as they say, make perfect. So you learn and then you practice, and then you will get there for sure. So thank you so much for coming to my channel today, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. And if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them below, and I will be more than happy to answer you. I will link my blog below also, so you can visit and read my posts at your own pace. Thank you so much. I will see you on my next one. Bye bye.